December 31st isn't just about champagne and resolutions. It's also the deadline for financial moves that could save you thousands. But here's the thing, most people focus on the wrong stuff. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. You know what I see every January? People kicking themselves because they missed simple year-end opportunities. Not talking about anything fancy here, just practical moves that make a real difference in your household cash flow. What do I mean by that? Well, it's all about taxes. If your tax person, your CPA or enrolled agent, is not talking to you about taxes right now, they are, like most CPAs and enrolled agents, they are reporters. They tell you what happened. They're not strategists. The strategists are meeting with their people November and December to make sure that they're in position for the best opportunities possible. Let me tell you about a couple I worked with last month that came to me in early December last year, carrying about $45,000 in credit card debt across 5 different cards. Interest rates all over the map, from 18% to 30%. We've told you before the average is 22.84%. They'd been making minimum payments thinking they were doing okay. Here's what most people miss. It's not about the individual rates. It's about the household blended interest rate and how much money is actually leaving your budget each month. So what are the moves you should be thinking about before the calendar flips? First, take an honest look at your budget. I know. Budget sounds boring, especially during the holidays, but think of it as a reality check on where your money's actually going. You'd be surprised how many people are still paying for subscriptions they forgot about or insurance rates that haven't been shopped in years. That couple I mentioned, when we looked at their complete financial picture, we found they were paying way more for homeowners insurance than they needed to. They hadn't reviewed their deductibles in 5 years, and their financial situation had changed significantly. A simple review freed up an extra $80 a month. Want help getting your financial house in order? Get registered. It's free. rsrlinks.com/keysteps. rsrlinks.com/keysteps. It's a tool that walks you through the essential elements of a solid financial foundation. Helps you see where you stand and where the opportunities are. Second, if you're carrying credit card balances, review those rates. Now, if you're paying off your credit cards every month, the interest rate does not matter much. But if you're carrying balances, those rates are costing you real money. Here's where people get tripped up with balance transfers. Yeah, moving to a lower rate sounds great, but watch those transfer fees, usually 3% to 5%. You've got to do the math. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. But here's something most people don't know. There's a right way and a wrong way to pay your credit cards. The order you pay them, how you allocate your payments, it affects both your interest expense and your FICO score. Check out rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com. It shows you the correct strategy to pay your credit cards to maximize what you're spending on interest and maximize your credit score, because strategy beats rate always. Want to know what often makes even more sense? That's where strategic debt management comes in. We look at your complete household debt picture, not just the credit cards in isolation. Third, check your retirement contributions. If you've got a 401k or other retirement accounts, especially if your employer matches contributions, you need to make sure you're getting every dollar of that match. That's free money you're leaving on the table otherwise. And if you're 50 or older, there are catch-up contributions available. Even a small bump in contributions now, with years of growth ahead, makes a big difference, a bigger difference than you might think. Now, what if you want to save more beyond your 401k match? And again, my opinion, not giving financial advice, never, ever put more into your 401k than what they match. Here's where it gets interesting. We can introduce you to financial advisors who specialize in life insurance policies that offer deferred tax benefits and liquidity. It's another tool in the wealth building toolkit that not everyone knows about. Fourth, use up that FSA money. Flexible spending accounts are great. You save money before taxes for medical expenses. The catch? Most don't roll over. Use it or lose it by year's end. Got unused FSA funds? Stock up on prescriptions. Get those new glasses. Schedule that dental work you've been putting off. Don't let that money disappear. Fifth, consider your charitable giving. If you're charitably inclined, year end is the time to think strategically about it. If you itemize deductions, you can typically deduct up to 60% of your adjusted gross income for charitable contributions. Here's something interesting. You can donate appreciated securities, stocks, or mutual funds instead of cash. You can avoid the capital gains tax on the appreciation, and you still get the charitable deduction. It's a way to be generous while being strategic about taxes. And remember, we are not giving tax advice. Talk to your CPA or enrolled agent. Here's what I want you to understand. These are all good moves, but they're looking at things in pieces. What about looking at your complete financial picture? Back to that couple. With the credit cards, we didn't just shuffle their debt around. We looked at their home equity, their monthly cash flow, their household blended interest rate. Turned out repositioning some equity strategically dropped their monthly debt payments by over $900 while actually improving their financial position. That's $10,800 a year back in their household budget. Remember, strategy beats rate always. See, most lenders just look at whether you're eligible for a loan. They check the boxes. Can they qualify you? Sure. But eligibility isn't the same as suitability. That's what sets us apart. We look at suitability, what actually makes sense for your complete financial situation. So what does this mean for you? Before you make any year-end moves, get a complete picture of your household finances. Look at everything through the lens of safety, liquidity, and return, and understand that your mortgage rate is only one part of the conversation. What really matters is your household blended interest rate and how much money is coming out of your budget every month. That's why we did this segment and share it all the time. Why your 3% mortgage is killing you. Haven't seen it? Well, all you've got to do is go over and visit rsrlinks.com/3PCT. rsrlinks.com/3PCT. We'll walk you through the whole process so you can see why it is that I tell you, and I'm right, that your 3% mortgage might be killing you. And a lot of people just don't understand it. If you're carrying debt, credit cards, car loans, personal loans, and you've got equity in your house, there might be a better way to structure things, but you won't know until you look at the complete picture. Here's my challenge for you before the year ends. Get a clearer view of your complete financial situation, not just pieces of it, all of it. Want to see what your options look like? 3 different solutions for you. You can do the mini app and take a look at it, rsrlinks.com/Sora, rsrlinks.com/Sora. 30-second application. We'll take a look for you. You can do the whole picture, rsrlinks.com/keysteps, rsrlinks.com/keysteps. And if you want to look at what the debt consolidation means, rsrlinks.com/2step, rsrlinks.com/2step. Let's figure out if there's a better way to structure your debt. Remember, strategy beats rate always. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. And that is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com.